Yeah.
There's really not a lot to be said at this point. For those who are just joining us, hi, hello. It's almost 12 o'clock in the afternoon for me. We started at 3 a.m., so about 9 hours ago, and I am, my eyes don't want to stay open.
I know it, like, I'm not like, but I am like, this is unhealthy right now. I've been in this chair for too long, and I'm warm, and I'm uncomfortable. And I don't like it. Where? Did you ever go to, well, I guess, wait, no, you live near the coast. Did you ever go to the beach?
I mean, the beach where I live is cold and not full of sand, but instead rocks. Like, there's no
okay, never mind.
real great beaches here.
I was gonna ask you, like, have you ever been any place with sand, basically? And I was like,
well, I had been to, excuse me, I had been to a beach in California one time, and I just remember like how amazing the warm water felt. But that was when I was like 13 or something.
Well, one of the worst feelings I had when I was younger was getting all like lathered in sunblock and then going out into the water and then coming back and like getting sand all over you. It was just the worst feeling when I was, oh my god, I hated it. I loved the ocean. I'm
actually cringing just like trying to imagine that.
I loved the ocean and I loved like hanging out with my family, but I remember very distinctly I hated the whole process and just the combination of feeling so gross. And I would literally be like painfully uncomfortable, you know? Like, it's not pain, but you're so uncomfortable. And I could never explain it to my parents very correctly, I guess. They always thought I was a big whiner, which might be true, but now I'm not. They really smacked out at me.
I think they're doing both at the same time. So we're gonna pick Harstem and uThermal over Mana and Cyril. I know some of you guys want to see Team Liquid and some of you want to see Cyril, but I want to see uThermal and Harstem.
Woo! Thanks to Sham2 for the 6-month resub. You did it, team. Keep the good work. Got a 6 months together?
I guess
not even a baby.
So that was like, what, Austin when I met him and talked or whatever? I don't know. That was a while ago.
That would have been 6 months ago. Well, 5 months. 5.5. Oh my god, it's 2 weeks to BlizzCon. Oh, Jesus. Oh, baby Jesus. Rifkin, I need to tell you something.
Zombie Grub, I know what you want to tell me. There's no needs. No.
Can I just time it out then?
Oh, no. What were you going to tell me? I thought this was something else.
I know you've been up since like 2 or 3 a.m., but get your shit together. Don't show the crowd. You aren't happy to bring us StarCraft.
Okay, you gotta rock, paper, scissors me for who gets to time it out, okay? So, it'll be on... I promise I'm not gonna cheat, because I know you can't see me. So, on 3... You don't have to make the motion, because I know that's why you're, like, paranoid about it. You just hold your hand still and get ready to throw down the deuces.
Okay,
right?
I'll do the Korean version, alright?
What's the Korean version?
So instead of, like, you know, making the motion with your palm in your hand, you just go 1, 2, 3, and then you bring it out like a gun. Okay,
that works too. So I'll do rock, paper, and then scissors we do it. Not the shoot bullshit.
Okay, on scissors. Gotcha.
Okay, and keep in mind where your camera is. It'll be like, aim to have your fist like where your chin is or something, okay? So,
yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors! Oh, we both did scissors. Okay. Also, that delay was... I could have cheated.
Does it matter if I'm late?
Alright.
Yeah, you're the one that's being kept on check here.
Alright. Rock, paper, scissors! Oh, you get to time him out. I was scissors.
Hey! I lost him.
We took too long playing rock, paper, scissors! Ah! Fazig just up for 14 months. He says, "Hey Zombie Grub, thanks for the Partooth coin. If only I could share my wife's face when she said, 'Oh, Zombie Grub is sending you mail now.'" Anyway, that was a fun night. Congratulations, you're a home wrecker!
I made it with love at a factory. Mwah.
So just blowing kisses like, "This is for you." Mwah. Alright, so we're in the lobby. It's Harstem versus uThermal. Make sure to check the title of the stream. If you guys haven't, please do me a favor. We got a couple of things to lay down in chat. Fucking TaKe's TV is so bad at playing commercials! Sorry. Exclamation
Some
mark.
guy. Oh my god. Okay, you go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, exclamation mark TakeTV. It'll link you directly to their donation page. It'll link you directly to their subscription page, because you can still increase the prize pool of the tournament. 50% of all those will go towards thing. You go on your thing now. I'm done.
I'm sorry. 50% will go towards the players. So, I was gonna say, someone apparently reported back that someone else in TakeTV's chat complained that we just do nothing but show ads. Which, to be fair, is a complaint that I've heard before, and like that's a whole nother discussion. But what's funny is that they were praising TakeTV for how they do their ads. And I was just like, oh shit.
So, this is actually a point of contention between the two channels we've had. Because what happens is we squeeze ads in during downtime, and we don't delay anything for the ads. So, in a weird sense, you might watch more ads on BaseTradeTV, but you'll have less downtime for it. The way TakeTV does it, and again, I'm not saying they're wrong, to each their own, but the way they do it ends up having a lot more downtime because they wait for the stream delay to catch up, then they play the ad, then they wait for the ad. So whereas for us, you're literally missing 2 minutes of your life to these commercials, you're actually missing 6 to 8 minutes with the way TakeTV does it. And again, I'm not saying that's wrong, to each their own, but for us, it's about efficiency and speed, and we want to get as much done in as little downtime as possible. So, comparatively, okay, you might see more ads, but you also have a lot less downtime. So that's, I think, worth it. If I'm a viewer watching DreamHack, I don't want to be sitting there for 40 minutes waiting. I'd rather just take the 2 minutes of commercials more frequently.
Yeah.
And of course, if you guys have watched our channel, you've seen us many times, even today, cut the ads short. We don't fucking play 2 minutes of ads if there's only like 60 seconds. Like, we'll cut it short.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty good about that. Sometimes it, there's no delay. That's the one time we can't, but try so hard.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because it's the one time delay ends up being beneficial. It allows us to control the ads a lot better and be way more responsible with them. But anyways, everyone's spamming go, 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 go. I guess we're just missing casters? Or I don't know. But we're good whenever everyone else is for the lobby. The other thing, too, if you're not typing exclamation mark TakeTV, make sure to type exclamation mark giveaway and enter into the giveaway while you can. I actually don't know when that closes. I'll have to go look into that.
We should show more abs and less ads. Alright then. Jiggle jiggle.
I mean, I'd have to take like a Sharpie and draw some on. Look
at I have abs. It's very difficult.
Alright, well, we're getting into game number 1 in a best of 5. Wait, what did you say?
Oh, I said, okay, like it's just gonna be some jiggle jiggle, and then I patted my belly.
Oh, I think you said tickle tickle. Alright, that's my double take.
You gotta draw the abs out with tickling.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? Like, you giggle, make it really terrible to do. Bottom left side, we're delirious, but we're still trying to bring you as much StarCraft as we can here for TakeTV's Penthouse Party. We have the Blue Terran. He's on Team Liquid. It's going to be uThermal. And this is the semifinals of the winner's bracket.
In the bottom right has the red Protoss. He is Harstem, and he has been dealing with shit like this all day. Don't even try, son. Don't even try.
Yeah, this will get scattered really quick. One last final topic on the ads before moving on. Someone, Triple Helix, saying, like, it's really annoying that we don't play ads during the ad break. And the idea is that we want the ad break's time to be so boring that really ads are a better alternative. It's hard. It's a hard battle because there's a million reasons to use ad block, and I am behind 99% of them. But on Twitch, if the broadcaster is being responsible, there's no reason not to be watching the ads, in my opinion.
I think the only thing I can say about that, besides like
actually
playing your own music,
volume
in two senses. Like there's the volume, the ads, but I was thinking more like for people who actually don't even get ads in the first place because they have Turbo or Prime or whatever.
Yeah.
I've actually heard people say like they don't know when we're coming back and they have it like on mobile, and I was like, oh, it's a thing I've never thought about before, but.
Yeah, but I mean, we have a countdown clock, and music isn't an indicator. Like, we don't play exactly 2 minutes of music, like, if we were playing music.
Yeah, it's just something I guess they would like audio in their ear. But again, like that's the only thing I think of. Otherwise, I'm just like, you'll do it.
We'll see how things go, guys. Ad rates have been really fluctuating throughout the year. I have no idea if our strategies are working or not, and it's going to be 2017 when they because Twitch is redoing some ad stuff that we'll find out better ways to handle it. Anyways, thank you for your input, thank you for your feedback. But as stated, this gets scouted, and the problem for uThermal is, like, let's say whatever he's doing here, the shenanigans, they don't work. If he tries to play a macro game behind it, 3 of his very important production facilities, and more importantly that tech lab, are exposed in the open.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I made a joke earlier that Harstem was dealing with this all day, and I don't know about all day, but we saw him deal with this type of play from Marine? Was it? No. Some other Terran. Masa.
Yeah, there you go. I was going to say, we just look up the bracket and see who he played. I mean...
Yeah, well, it requires alt tabbing, and I was really comfy. So, played against Masa and dealt with it with very much so ease. I think that was more just... Not saying anything about Masa or the builds, but Harstem, and I said this in that series, has always been that guy that I could pretty well depend on dealing with stuff like this. He doesn't like panic and just start screwing everything up and just like have no idea what to do. He's always been in my books one of the stabler people and one of the guys that goes quickest to the best responses. So I don't know if he thinks about it more, he discusses it more with friends, or everyone agrees this is the way to go and other Protosses are a little bit behind, but that's always been my feeling about the guy. And I say that he's perfect, and certainly, cheese by uThermal, all-ins by uThermal, sounds like a brand, are always going to be...
Who are you wearing today?
Probably better than anyone else, and that's not because anyone else is that bad, it's just that uThermal is like, this is him, this is his style. I'm wearing the tank by uThermal. As I said, I think Harstem already has some pretty good units, pretty good responses to this build. Some good micro, but the Immortal's still going to take out the Cyclone. Unfortunately, it dies without taking out the tank. The tank's seriously so low, but being repaired now by 2 SCVs, that is a huge deal.
It really is.
That thing would have been 2 shots of soccer. I think it even 1 shot. Now it's quite a few.
I mean, it's got the potential to follow this up by building a bunker, maybe even throw down a turret, depending on the situation at hand. But as you can see, the medevac picks it up. The SCVs are not on auto repair, actually. It's a bit of a problem, so the tank does, in fact, go down. I feel like uThermal really should have had this in the bag with that repair, but something just happened to mess that up. I don't know. No auto repair feels bad, man.
Yeah, certainly that. I guess he didn't want it accidentally repairing the medevac when it had, taken 1 shot compared to the tank that had taken 10 shots or something silly like that. But this looks like to be, in fact, game. When this fails, it really fails.
Yeah, Harstem nailed it.
An extra note, Harstem was so positive in his defense. When he pushed out like that, yes, some of it was uThermal not getting that last bit of micro, but he had a mothership core. He could have retreated back to the pylon. When he committed, it was because he knew they could actually take the army on. So that's kind of impressive in my books. It's still not quite over. The follow-up with more units, getting into good position can be scary, but I think that Harstem's just too much production, too big of an army.
Maybe. I think for Harstem, though, this was seriously... He makes it look a little bit easier now that it's no longer with the tank, but he was under a lot of pressure with that tank out.
Oh yeah.
Quaking in his boots for certain. He's wearing the brown pants, if you know what I mean.
Without the tank, he could have again relied on that potent overcharge if uThermal was going to push forward. So that sacrificed a lot of stalkers to get to that Liberator, but the War Prism helps a lot. GG.
Today I learned the proper number of shots it takes to kill a Liberator, a Cyclone with the Mortal. The answer's 3.
The more you know.
Which is, coincidentally, how many lock-on shots Magfield Accelerator takes to kill a Stalker. The more you know.
There's the cheesy 80s.
So, if you're a subscriber on our Twitch channel, if you guys could not try and date Zombie Grub through my tweets and subtweets, that'd be great. Thank you. I
was gonna say, this girl is so thirsty.
She slid into your DMs within 5 minutes of tweeting you. I don't know if it's necessarily just her on this side of it. You're pretty receptive, Zombie Grub. It takes 2 to jiggy with it.
Yeah. You hear that, cute girls? Just slide on those DMs.
What was it? She used a pretty good pickup line on you, too. What would she end up saying? I can't remember. Trying to electric slide into the DMs or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. She gave me another pickup in the DM, though. That was funny.
Alright, well, guys, we are hopefully getting this next game here ASAP. Again, we're only going to play as if there's a lot of downtime to save ourselves a little bit of sanity and save ourselves a little bit of strength in our voices. What's nice with this, though, is it does cut out one of the best of 5 since both are playing right now, so it's only this best of 5, the losers bracket finals, and then the grand tournament finals. Which, 900 times out of 900 times, I hate when they do, like, the winner bracket just comes in with a 1-game advantage, but I hope they do that here. Because if we cast 2 best of 7s, I'm going to kill myself, I swear to God.
It's not 2 best of 7s.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Lordy.
It's 1 best of 7 and a best of 5.
Right, but I'm saying, like, if the winner loses the best of 7, does it go to a second best of 7? Or do they just come into the best of 7 with a winner's advantage of some variety?
The grand finals is the only best of 7. Winner's finals is not. You know what I'm saying, right?
I know what you're saying, but I don't think you're getting my point here. Like,
you say, I hope there's not 2 best of 7s. There's no way there's 2 best of 7s.
Okay, but in a conventional double elimination bracket, there would be if the winner going into the grand finals lost.
The winner going into the grand finals.
The guy from the winner's bracket going into the grand finals.
Oh, you mean... like instead of playing with 1 map score up, they play the best of 3, the best of 7s? I actually don't know what you're talking about.
No, because... Like, I don't know how... Like, this... If you're coming from the winner's bracket...
winner's bracket.
And you lose in the grand finals, you would then fall to the loser's bracket conventionally, so you would play a second best of 7.
No.
This is how most
the winner's
brackets
finals
go. Not the winner's finals, because the winner's finals and the loser's finals are the semifinals of the overall tournament.
If you look at the bracket, right, there's no best of 7 except the grand finals where, like, the person who has lost is facing the winner again, right? You know what? We'll figure it out when we get there.
No,
it's fine.
Okay, let's say uThermal wins this game. He goes into the winner's bracket finals.
Yes.
Let's say Mana wins his game, winner's bracket finals.
Yes.
That's
best of 5.
Yes. So then uThermal, say, hypothetically wins that, he's in the grand finals.
Correct.
However the hell the bottom half of the bracket sorts out, let's say it's uThermal versus Lambo in the grand finals. If uThermal loses the best of 7 versus Lambo, conventionally he would then have the chance to play another best of 7 because he came from the winner's bracket.
Oh, yeah. You're right, but I don't know where that would actually represent in the bracket, so...
Right, so I'm hoping to God it doesn't happen like that.
I guess that's where I'm confused, is the actual, like, graphical representation of it. But who knows?
By the way, I don't know if this is a new sub or if it's just getting spammed because we've had so many Twitch bugs today, but thank you to Dawson Leary for the sub.
Is that the way that goes? Oh my God.
Is there a way to ask Zombie Up out on a date? She's cute. Well, if I have to tell you how to do it, chances are you're not suave enough to do it on your own. So I'm going to just say you gotta try it on your own, guys. Not that Zombie Grub is sitting here open and accepting boyfriend applications or anything like that, but I'm just saying, if you need Rifkin to tell you how to do it, you're already doing it wrong.
Hey, you have some smooth pickup lines. Are we stalled out? Am I going to crash?
I am also stuck at 30%.
God. I was going to say, I don't think you actually can lose in the grand finals. Or you can lose in the grand finals.
Okay, so Dawson Leary new subs twice into a 3-month resub.
Right?
I'm not sure what's going on with Twitch today. Everything has been super buggy. So thank you, Dawson Leary, for the resub. Go, 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 go! Oh man, Zombie Grub, we got ourselves a problem.
Game paused.
I don't remember who won the first game. What's the score?
1-0.
Fuck off! I should have seen that coming.
What?
1-0 for who?
I said Harstem won 1-0.
Oh, I just heard 1-0.
I should have just said 1-0.
I thought you were making fun of the admin from earlier for that. Okay. So, I guess Harstem's hotkeys got bugged out? That's unfortunate.
Oh, damn it, I keep forgetting this stupid Vaseline tube.
By the way, it was kind of cool, and I almost hope that more matches like this end up happening. Harstem and uThermal are both playing from the TakeTV studio. They're both there, like, in person playing. So, not a full online match here. I know Tealo's also there, but I think he's out of the tournament at this point, so that's a bit sad. I think I saw Lambo on camera when I was tuning in earlier. I don't know which of the other remaining. Maybe Hero Marine, because he's also German, but I don't know how close in Germany he lives to Take.
I know the exact graphical location of these players, but I don't know that Norway is next to Finland.
It's about next to Finland.
About there.
I just feel so bad, because you know what? Like, Snoop's probably going to watch the VOD, and he'll feel disrespected because we're being absolute idiots on the stream, but then followed up by the fact that, like, I can't believe this guy that I've been friends with for like 2 years doesn't know where I'm from. And then I'll respond, well, you know what? It's just like when people assume I'm American, but I'm Canadian. Like, Finland and Norwegia are right next to each other. Norway are right next to each other.
Game resumed.
Okay. We're in the game now.
Alright. Spawning here in the bottom right is the blue Protoss playing for Invasion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Kevin D. Conic? Should have just gone to Harstem.
Conic?
I don't know how to say his name. I just realized.
Like Koenig or something? My God.
Hang on, let me go look this up. Harstem SC2 Wikipedia.
K-O-N-I-N-G, isn't it?
Yeah, Koning. Okay.
I'm just a stalker, I know.
I knew there's the D, and I was like, shit, is it Keurig? What's the last? That's a coffee machine. What's his last name?
Yeah, that's where he got his fortune from. The top right has the Teal Terran. He's liquid, uThermal. Norwegian.
I feel like it's like when people say Canada, right? Like, it's not meant to be insulting.
That's just what's up there to the north. It's America's hat.
America is Canada's shorts.
And Florida is America's wedding.
Florida is its own special thing. Florida,
it really is.
Florida and RuneScape deserve each other.
What?
Have you never checked out the RuneScape section on Twitch before?
Is this like Brazil and League of Legends?
No, it's worse. It's like.
Are you sure? Because Brazil.
You know all the weird shit you hear about
murders.
Look, you know all the weird shit you hear about happening in Florida all the time?
Yeah, Florida man.
Yeah, that happens in the RuneScape part of Twitch, like, all the time.
But, like, Brazil had, like, that string of, like, murders due to League of Legends, and some other games, too, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was Brazil. Yes, like, they would get mad, and they would find where the kid lived, and, like, hack him to, like, 1,000,000 pieces. Like a machete.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was like, is it worse? Are you sure? But I can't remember if it was Brazil or some other country. Apparently I don't know countries, so this is fine.
Oh boy, we've entered another discussion where people are trying to tell us how to pronounce things, and this time it's Harstem's last name.
It's Koning. It's whatever.
Conan O'Brien. Got it.
King. Is it Koning's Cup? Is it King's Cup?
Canada is the 51st state. Isn't Alaska the 51st state?
No.
How many actual states are there?
50.
Oh, I thought it was 51 for some reason.
Wait, are you trolling me?
No, I'm actually asking. I'm trying to get some edumacation here.
50. The 13 original colonies. Oh my god! I never realized this. 13 colonies? 13 colonies of Cobalt? Oh my god, Battlestar Galactica was real. I'm good. And it was America.
Really should have been like playing some beautiful mind things like in the background while you were like coming to that conclusion.
That's how our flag is made up. That's why it looks like it does. And why it had to be redone like a dozen times. At first it was a circle, because there wasn't that many states.
Then it was really racist.
Okay, we never officially recognized that flag, excuse you, as much as the Southerners do. Anyway.
Well, that was a Beyond Reaper to say the least. uThermal is certainly embracing him as a spirit animal today.
Yes. Spirit animal.
For those unfamiliar with Beyond, he is one of the most amazingly high win rate, crazy good Korean players who, for whatever reason, never uses his Reaper very well in any match.
It's to give your opponent a false sense of security.
I feel like he makes it because he knows he should, but then he gets it and he's like, now what? You know, it's like you get a girl's number, and then you're like, now what do I do?
I've never gotten this far.
Exactly.
I actually have no idea. I don't even know how to ask for someone's number. Because I would never talk to them via text. There'd be no reason for me to get someone's number. Be like, you have a Skype? Or...
I actually found out, because I was like way too nervous to ask people for numbers, like, but I had no problem asking people for their Twitter, so then I just interchanged it, and it still worked. And it's like, oh, that was easy. Like,
but I feel like if you ask someone's number, that really does mean like, hey, I want to eventually ask you out. Unless you're in a very professional setting originally. But like, if I was to tell a friend...
Nah. You ask
Twitter,
someone to follow you back so you can DM them later, I think that's got way more connotation than the phone number.
Oh, if you follow up, I guess, with I want to DM you later, I guess that's true. But like, you know, I've friended so many people on Twitter I met. Not all of them were like, hey.
Subtle brag. Someone's got more than a couple friends.
So many people. Like 5 people.
Both of my friends.
So rude. So the Marine push, tank push should be good. Harstem does already have 3 bases up and running and is almost at a pretty perfect probe count, so he can go directly into army, but it's hitting before he has all these really like crucial structures done, upgrades done. So his Robo only just finished, robotics facility, that is. Resident Enclaves, obviously not going to finish at this time. The War Prism is going to be very useful, so that's good it's coming out, but...
That pylon melted. Tanks remain alive, and while the Liberator may have gone down, the tanks are a far more dangerous aspect of this.
Yeah, the fact that you can't reach the tanks is the worst. So the Marines, you know, they're definitely in high enough number with stim that they can run forward by themselves, but they can also safely retreat back to tanks that are not getting picked off when they're left alone. This is scary stuff. I'm not sure that Harstem can defeat this. He's got a Colossus on the way, which can deal with 1 tank firing at it, maybe 2. As long as it cleans up the Marines, I think it'll be okay, but the probes are being pulled first.
Yeah, 19 of them going down. GG's. Well, that's uThermal tying it up. 1-1. I think the nice thing about when you cast a uThermal game is, like, you know it's going to be a scrappy match, usually, like most of the time. And that was an impressive one. But, I'm going to play some commercials. It's been half an hour, guys, so see you in 2 minutes. Alright, folks, we're back just in time for the game to begin. This time we got some slightly different colorings. It's a little bit easier to look at, but we are getting into game number 3, with all things tied up now 1-1. Thank you for watching the tournament so far. I hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, the end. Spawning the bottom right side, it's going to be the blue Protoss Harstem. And the top left is going to be the red Terran player, Liquid uThermal. Now, some of you guys are going to be asking, like, where'd Zombie Grub go? And I'd say, well, Zombie Grub never actually existed. She was a figment of your imagination, and in this reality, does not actually exist to be. So, unfortunately, that does make things a little bit awkward, as now I have to solo cast, but... yeah, we'll get through it. Maybe if you guys think and wish really hard... Like, I know some of you are in Europe, and it's nighttime, so do me a favor and step outside. Look for a shooting star, and wish upon wishes that Zombie Grub was real. I'll click my heels 3 times together, and maybe with some luck, our magic will combine and weird science the crap out of a partner. Although, real talk, I don't know if Zombie could be like, how does it go from weird science? But, you know, that's that's subjective. And objectifying women, and that's not okay. Subjectifying women? I don't know. A lot of what made uThermal good in that last game, and might be a little bit harder to pull off this time around, is, first off, he got there, and positioning on Frost was one thing with the tanks. That's besides the point, because for me, it's about the distance between the bases. And even if you're going cross-spawn on Frost, it's still pretty hard to get across Apotheosis really far, tall, up and down. So he's not going to get there as fast to hit Harstem, and he's not going to have the same positioning he can use tanks with, as anything around the natural base actually isn't too well covered unless you want to break down these rocks.
That was all painful.
Oh my god, the wishes came true! A real girl! Hi!
First it was magic wishes.
My
name's science.
My name's Rifkin, it's great to meet you. What's your name?
And then I wasn't as hot as I was supposed to be.
Oh my
Did I ever
gosh.
tell you?
How did you hear all that if you didn't exist?
I told you about like one of my favorite mangas, Video Girl Ai, right?
Yes.
That's the type of imaginary or wish or science experiment I would be. Trying to make a perfect girlfriend, and then they put the chemical X in or crack the bottle. I'm just like, what the fuck are you?
The rowdy rough boys.
Yeah, I became.
Snobby, if it makes you feel any better, I would totally be satisfied if you were my magical genie, weird science girlfriend.
I don't know, man. I think I'd be a very terrible girlfriend.
Oh, I didn't say you would be a good girlfriend. There was no point in that sentence where I inferred that at all. I think I'm very aware you'd be a horrible girl.
Well, now I don't know what to say.
Actually, the problem in me stating that would actually in turn trigger your stubbornness to prove me wrong and thus end up making you a good girlfriend?
You'd think so.
Oh my god, it's like a paradox.
But actually, I'd just be lazy. You know, it's that balance between proving someone wrong and wanting to be lazy.
I love that there's a spectrum for you on this, like, of any degree. It's like, you gotta find the balance between the two. It's like my favorite Overwatch character Zenyatta says.
Balance?
Look into the iris.
I was gonna say, what is he? I'm sure he talks about balance, but I can't remember what.
I know, that's where I was going with it, I fucked up. Alright, we do have a considerable drop coming down to Harstem space.
The cringy mode. What?
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, if this comes with a bunker, which has actually happened before for uThermal, he's taken down a Nexus with a bunker and a drop. Otherwise, it's not very scary at all. Oh, I feel warm.
It's because you feel loved.
No, because your icebreaker didn't work. Should use that one day. Like, anyone's ever used an icebreaker.
The Titanic! You just walk up to somebody and yell, "The Titanic," and they say, "What?" And you'll be like, "It's an icebreaker."
I love that. I actually like that one. I think it's funny.
The Nexus is going to have to get canceled, by the way. I did not expect him to take the rocks down so quickly, but uThermal's just kind of free-firing on the Nexus, and I don't think Harstem's going to break these down in time to save it.
That is funny.
Wow.
And
You
not
let it
supposed to
complete.
happen.
You know what they need to do? They need to make an emote for, like a, you know, you got the /dance emote?
Whoa, probes are going down to the main base.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, well, Widowmine got a very nice shot off, apparently.
And the Nexus went down. My god, uThermal. That is supposed
Seriously,
to happen.
scrappy and determined. Now, I thought with the Blake Stalkers getting over top of the rocks, that may have actually saved it, but obviously not the case. 2 more Widowmines looking to come in. There's an observer, or 2, sure, but will the overcharges be in time? Harstem's actually moving through the middle of the map with his... okay, let's see. Oh, I was worried he'd be looking over here and not overcharging in time.
Well, this is pretty devastating. Harstem was supposed to get kind of almost not quite a freebie third base, but kind of. The Widowmine drop usually isn't supposed to be able to kill structures, just, you know, hit your probes. So to lose probes and an entire Nexus is just absolutely terrible, and his only hope really is to try and counter and not only deal damage, which getting medevac is good, but also to stop the uThermal from getting like his own gold base up and running, right? Like before Harstem has one. Fortunately, can't do much of that if there's a tank and a medevac around. There are 2 tanks and a medevac.
I was saying beforehand, the Marines, it'd be cool if they had not just a slash dance emote, but a slash dab emote.
Nope, that's not cool.
It is if 7 of them are doing it. Watch me whip, watch me nay-nay, alright? God forgive me for the things I say in this cast.
I was gonna say, like on a scale of 1 to 10, on like the terrible things you said this cast.
I know, like this probably
that
is...
That one's the 10.
That one's the 10. Not anything else. Just that one's the 10.
Good God. So that was a lot of dead space that Harstem was able to abuse for at least a second, but really just not a lot of damage done with the Blink Stalkers. Still wanting to take control while he can before Stim's done. And Stim's like a minute off still. Oh, he didn't break down the rocks?
Well, looks like he just finished breaking the rocks,
yeah.
so it's a little bit awkward.
Silly. But now Harstem... I don't think he can stop uThermal from getting a 3rd base anymore. In fact, uThermal scans ahead to see where the army is, to see if it's safe. Misses it, though. Psych. Well, supply depots aren't that bad to lose. The tank should cover it now. Yep. uThermal is looking like he's in a good position. Harstem gets pretty quick up to Colossus, and, you know, by the time uThermal's ready to move out, maybe he'll have maybe even 3 if he really bought a lot of time. And that might be so surprising uThermal that he just doesn't have the correct unit to deal with it. But otherwise, if he's only depending on 1 or 2 Colossus and a handful of Stalker Adepts, I will say that uThermal has a chance to do some damage.
I like that the Icebreaker comments spurred some other people sharing their stories and their various tips and tricks. But you guys have forgotten the single most effective way to flirt, and that is simply just be attractive. Step 1, be attractive. Step 2, don't be not attractive.
Attraction is different among different people, man.
Hey, it's the
Me and Olivia
backwards...
have the widest difference of people who find attractive.
Yo, it's the backwards letter guy back again. DVDO, thank you for the 9 months.
Amazing. 75% on the way to the Partoof.
Nice. It blows me away that people stick around for that too. I love it too. I can't wait till we figure out something that we could do for like a 2-year or something.
Give him a subscriber badge. What?
That's such a brilliant idea. I don't know how I didn't think about it.
I'm a genius. I mean, I meant the loyalty badges that you can give the subscribers.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
But I also was thinking of an actual patch that you could give people. That's cool too.
How about a patch and on it just says balance?
Ah! Hey, that's actually something you could do that's StarCraft themed, yet not something that other could yell at us for.
Hey!
Hey!
Guardian Shield going to reduce a lot of damage. Unfortunately, because uThermal decides to focus on the Colossus instead of that Sentry, well, he's still going to get the Colossus. I take that back. I didn't think he was going to get it with the Adepts on the back end of this getting a lot of kills, but well, the drop unloads more Marines up on the high ground. uThermal's going to take game number 3.
I don't think Discord is cut out for 9-hour calls.
Oh, is it starting to fart out?
The tiniest little bit. Still better than Skype.
We can start restarted.
No, it's gonna take it. No, damn it.
What?
We're gonna test this.
Oh, okay. We're doing science. I love science.
Yeah. See how long it takes for it to just be like, no more.
Let's see what the bets here. We got 14,900 on uThermal, 12,380 on Harstem. Is that a Tracer t-shirt? It is. I don't even know why I ask. I always see the hair and get confused.
You know the best part about not being super overweight is for me? Like I used to be?
Not being super overweight?
Well, that as well as I can cross my legs in my chair now.
Ooh, that... So, it's only... It takes another fat person to appreciate that accomplishment. I fucking hate when I have to cross my legs sitting down.
Yeah. I was like really uncomfortable when I had to do it in PE. You know, they told everyone to sit cross-legged, Indian style, racist, and I was like, this is super uncomfortable for me.
Is that racist?
Feels so bad. Indian style? I'd say so. It's not like racist as in like the worst thing, but it is, I think, not exactly what they're supposed to be attributed with. I don't think it's quite appropriation either, because it's not. The thing is that they don't like. I mean, everyone does it. You know what? Whatever. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, you might want to just like slow your roll there, Captain.
Captain. But I'm pretty sure it's like. Well, no, it's not like that. Never mind.
Okay then, Galactic Process coming up for the next map. I'm just gonna rest my eyes for a minute here.
Okay. The camera just goes off in the middle of nowhere. Either Olivia joined the lobby, or he fell asleep. I'd always like go to her or camera an accident. She'd always just go off in the middle of nowhere.
So I'm pretty sure she would just like tab out and like that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Because it would drag to the corner of the screen.
Mm.
Oh.
What are we holding? Oh shit, the game's starting. Let's get in.
Yeah. It's crisscross applesauce. That is something I never heard when I was younger.
Crisscross applesauce. Alright, well, just like the applesauce, they have spawned crisscross from one another. What now?
Just the way that you said it.
Do you think you could out cringe me if you tried?
No.
I'm not talking on like one sentence of a statement,
okay.
But like given a
moment
or two.
Cringe, right, is that it's generally someone who is confident when they shouldn't be. When you really think about it.
So drunk zombie grub is really cringy, is what I'm hearing?
No, I'm just sexy. But yes, kind of. Because there's a fine line between confident and funny and confident and cringy. And I think that a lot of people mistake the two. Because I actually think that sometimes it's genuinely funny.
Wait, wrong one.
I'm not gonna drunk. Oh, on the hot
Look at that
scale
wink.
10, baby.
It's a pretty sexy win. Yeah.
It's not even on purpose.
Harry Pond, thank you for the 9-month resub. And let's kick off these intros, shall we? In the top right side of the winner's bracket, still got a whole extra life to fall back on. He's on his last life in this series, though. It's the blue Protoss, Harstem.
The bottom left as the red Darren. He's liquid thermal. Liquid thermy.
Alright, well, for uThermal's sake, he opens with the Reaper once again. It's Galactic Process. Hopefully this thing doesn't die for naught. But I do want to point out, I am really appreciating the way he's been using all of his units. And I don't mean this in just like really lame sense of, look at the Marine stutter step. But he's been really cautious to keep his medevacs back. He's been bringing SCVs to front lines. I think it was the first, not the first game, but the first series we cast uThermal in today. We watched him lose a bunch of things just needlessly and hurt. You know, medevac full of units and always things on the side. I don't know, he's playing this series a lot better.
Harstem is looking, well, of course, I can't forget that uThermal just in general doesn't seem to have very fond memories of this matchup, and that could be attributing to some of the situation, but it's not like he's doing terrible against him. What do you think of Harstem?
I legitimately want to have like a cringe off sometime. Like,
no, thank you. But Harstem has dealt with uThermal's cheese okay.
Did I just ruin
actually
my proposing a cringe off?
Yeah, probably. uThermals are doing a really good job in the macro game. That lack of the bunker thing actually, but the Woodamine rock drop thing is just so insane. Like, I can't believe it actually killed the Nexus. That's something just not supposed to happen. That second game's almost like, for Harstem, I hope he just kind of forgets about it.
It is a once in a while thing. Like, you're gonna, every X many games make a mistake. It'll cost you something big, and yeah, you should brush it off, but you should also not forget about it, because you don't ever want it to happen again.
It'll happen again. All of this has happened before.
Oh, people demanding the Livy B show match. So, said girl that's in your DMs started a bunch of shit between me and Livy B last night, and now I guess I have to play Livy B in a best of 5? But Livy B is, like, way better at StarCraft than me.
You think I only got one girl in my DMs? I use.
Well, you know which specific girl.
I do, though.
Livy is gonna probably kick my butt, but I'm hoping she's never seen me play the way I play. So
I think you would win.
I think I could take a game off of her, but I don't know that I could win a full best of 5.
I really think you would. I mean, granted,
your confidence is winning the cringy contest pretty hard right now.
Just confident when I shouldn't be. So the thing is, I don't watch them maybe too often, but I do know that Zerg A is one of the, I think, most acceptable races to weird shit, and then B, that a lot of players that I feel, the last thing they fix is how to deal with cheese and weird play.
Yeah, because I gotta say, like, I do a lot less cheese. Like, I don't Reaper proxy or do Widowmine proxies or anything. Like, I do weird play, that's for certain.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that's just something that they don't. It takes a lot of focus to fix against that, because you don't play it often enough on ladder, you know?
Well, also,
you're in constant practice with.
The best part about my builds that I'm actually proud of is my build order is shit. So when people scout it, they're like, wait, what the fuck is he doing? I actually can't read this. This is garbage. It's like a doctor's note of handwriting for build orders is basically my playstyle.
Doctor's writing. Well...
Right,
maybe it'll happen again.
Widowmines do plant themselves down, but there's nothing to really catch over here. uThermal may just redirect his medevac elsewhere. Phoenix is going to give chase, but that's where the Marines would hopefully save the medevac. They don't. Oh, they don't!
That was really close.
That was going to be, oh, they do not. Wow.
Pretty good. So not nearly as much damage this game, right? And Harstem should be getting to... I mean, the thing is, his defense in that last game was so... It was close, you know? The positioning's a little bit better, maybe. He has, like, puts an overcharges with him, or he has a third Colossus. Maybe he had one more Colossus, whatever the count was. He actually, I think, pushes that back, and now there's a third base up and running, and isn't being killed and shot down and whatnot. I think that he will have the appropriate amount of units, as well as the appropriate amount of... appropriate placement of units, there we go, to win the fight this time. uThermal's doing something really weird. This isn't like this, it's not normal at all, really, I would say. There's a tank push on Frost, and there was the attack last game that just was like, you know, it's standing combat shields and whatnot finished, but this was actually hitting before the medevacs, and he is waiting for them, so never mind, it's pretty normal. It just looked really weird.
So, coming in, full revelation cast on the army. He is going to try and keep the tanks back. Unlike some other maps, though, these tanks are not so well protected while being in reach of the base. That was kind of one of the nice things about when you saw, for example, assaults over towards the third. Like, you could put the tanks here and they'd be in range of the Nexus. I don't actually believe they are here. In fact, yeah, they're just barely out of range, unfortunately.
Yeah. And this looks a lot like that Frost game. We're just waiting on the tanks then, I guess. The Marines going forward, like, that was a little bold. I mean, if the Adepts had caught them shading in the middle of the map, they didn't take them on, but they all got here in one piece.
Man, my ability to play StarCraft is really being called into question this game. Feels bad, man.
Really, like... Okay, well, after this, I suppose, the Adepts unfortunately aren't able to take all the Marines, the tanks don't go down, the Liberator's still alive as well, and Harstem, even though he didn't take nearly as much damage in the early game, still is unable to really clean this up, and his army supplies in the gutter.
Yeah, and I really like the idea of the cannon, as we see both pylons of melt, though, so really not a lot of staying power for the defense here of Harstem. The Liberators are going to keep the Stalkers from jumping on top of the tanks. The tank... individual, will slowly chip away at the units from far away, but he doesn't want to wait too long. Obviously for uThermal, the best case scenario is to get in there with the Marines, stutter in, pick that cannon off, and they'll fall back to the safety of the Liberators and the tanks so the Colossus doesn't melt his bio.
That is the one fear, is that the Colossus will get a couple of shots off on what is pure Marine right now and then be able to kill him, but I don't think he'll kill him fast enough. There's 3 Colossus in the story. The tanks, well, they're not growing in number like the Liberators are, but the tanks are getting repositioned to start really damaging that Nexus. Here come a couple of Phoenixes he started producing, but it's only been a couple since he lost the original ones.
Yeah, and the Liberator doesn't even go down. The Stalkers died. The anti-air here is minimal at best.
2 tanks, not even getting the chunk of the Marines.
That's got to be game. Harstem's got nothing left. Marines on top of a Colossus. GG, series goes to uThermal 3-1 as he moves on to the winners bracket finals. But yo, okay, we're gonna do some Rifkin talk, real talk, guys. All right, here's the thing.
Okay, all right.
Here's the deal with my rank. Okay. I don't care. I've never cared. Anytime you guys have seen me stream my grind to masters, every time I lose, I just try to have fun with it. Everyone else I know tries to play this game. Everyone else I know learns build orders. Zombie Up does tutorials that everybody should be watching. I've never been interested in any of that aspect of StarCraft. But my mechanics are good enough that I can play stupid shit and still hit masters. I'm like 99% sure if I ever committed myself to it, I could probably push GM, but I've got nothing to prove. And I'm part of a game that I don't enjoy. I'm unranked this season because I've only played co-op, and I've played a fucking lot of co-op. Like, that's the part of the game I really enjoy right now. But in terms of my playstyle, actually, if someone could dig it up, Nate actually cast a VOD from last season, or one of my games where I was fighting a Protoss, and that's pretty much exactly how I play every match. That one VOD that he cast was literally like 100 of my games in a row.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I really think you can take him on.
Maybe. I told her I couldn't do it last night, though, because it was like 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. I was like, no, I gotta cast at 3 a.m. It's not gonna happen. I need to sleep. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So we rain checked it, and we'll figure something out there. But anyways, I'm not sure if the other semifinal starts now, or if it was... I think it was playing simultaneously with this, Mana and Cyril. I'm not 100%. We're gonna find out, though. So, commercial break time. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back soon. Oh, and I just for the record, Masters, every season I've gone for it, I've hit it. So, whatever that's worth. I'll see you guys soon.